Welcome back to Guitar Theory Modules. This is Module 33, and we're on pages 91 and 92. In this module, I'm going to show you the 6-4-5-1 progression. The 6-4-5-1 progression includes the 6 chord, moving to the 4 chord, moving to the 5 chord, which is your dominant, moving to the 1 chord, which is your tonic. So if you were to play 6-4-5-1 in the key of C major, your 6 chord would be A minor, your 4 chord would be F, your 5 chord would be G, and your 1 chord would be C. 1, C, A minor is your 6, F is 4, G is 5, and 1 is your C. 6, 4, 5, 1. To play a 6-4-5-1 in the key of F major, you would play a D minor as your 6 chord, B flat as your 4 chord, a C as your 5 chord, and then of course your 1 chord would be F major. So 1, D minor is 6, B flat is 4, C is 5, F is 1. 1, 6, 4, 5, and 1. And remember that in major keys, your 1 and your 5 and your 4 are major, and your 6 chord is going to be minor. On top of page 92, we have the 6-4-5-1 exercise. You're given a key signature. Your job is to write the name of the major key above that key signature, and then write the name of the 6 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, and 1 chord. You can write out your major scales and triads for reference as needed, and that's what I'm going to do when I go over the answers. I've already done number 1 for you, so let me show you how I came about these answers. 2 sharps in the key signature puts us in the key of D major. From there, I can write out a D major scale and its triads and see that B minor is the 6th chord, our 4 chord is G major, our 5 chord or dominant is A major, and our 1 chord or tonic is D major. And remember, the 6th chord is going to be minor, the 4, 5, and 1 chords are going to be major. You can also play major scales to figure out these answers. So if I know that I'm in the key of D major, I can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1. So I can play up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, find myself on a B, and as long as I know my 6th chord is B minor, I can identify that chord as B minor. For the 4 chord, I can play up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, find myself on a G. Remember, your 4 chord is going to be major, so that'll be a G major. The other 2 will be major also, your 5 and your 1. You can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to find yourself on an A, so that'll be an A major. And of course, your 1 chord will be D major. If you have guitar theory modules, you can write your answers right there in the book and check your work on page 221. If you don't have guitar theory modules, just write this on a piece of paper. And if you're going to be writing out your scales and triads for reference, you're going to need some manuscript paper. I've got some free manuscript paper you can download from my website, and I'll leave a link for that in the description. I'm going to go over the answers next, so pause the video, write your answers, start the video, and check your work. Number 1 is already done for you. 2 sharps in the key signature puts you in the key of D major. Write out the D major scale and its triads. Our 6th chord is B minor, our 4 chord is G, 5 chord is A major, and our 1 chord or tonic is D. Number 2 has no key signature. That puts us in the key of C major. Write out the C major scale and its triads. 6 chord is A minor, 4 chord is F, 5 chord is G, and our 1 chord is C. Number 3 has 2 flats in the key signature. That puts us in the key of B flat major. Write out the B flat major scale and its triads. Our sixth chord is G minor. Our 4 chord is E flat major. Our 5 chord, or our dominant chord, is F major. And our 1 chord, or tonic, is B flat major. Number 4 has 1 sharp in the key signature, and that puts us in the key of G major. We write out the G major scale and its triads. 6 chord is E minor. 4 chord is C major. 5, or dominant, is D major. And of course your 1 chord is G major. Number 5 has 1 flat in the key signature, and that puts us in the key of F major. Write out the F major scale and its triads. Our 6 chord is D minor. 4 chord is B flat major. 5 chord is C major. And 1 chord is F major. Number 6 has 5 sharps in the key signature. We are in B major. Write out the B major scale and its triads, and we find that G sharp minor is our 6th chord. E major is our 4 chord. Our dominant, or 5 chord, is F sharp major. And our 1 chord, of course, is B major. Number 7 has 3 sharps in the key signature. We are in the key of A major, so we write out the A major scale and its triads. F sharp minor is our 6th chord. D major is our 4 chord. Our dominant, or 5 chord, is E major. And of course our 1, or tonic, is A major. Number 8 has 3 flats in the key signature, so we are in the key of E flat major. Write out the E flat major scale and its triads, and find that our 6th chord is C minor. Our 4 chord is A flat major. 5 chord is B flat major. And of course our 1 chord is E flat major. And number 9, 4 flats in the key signature puts us in the key of A flat major. Write out the A flat major scale and its triads. F minor is our 6th chord. D flat major is our 4 chord. Our 5, or dominant chord, is E flat major. And the 1 chord, of course, is A flat major. At the bottom of page 92, we have this chord progression identification exercise. We have 4 chord progressions. Your job is to name the major key for each progression, and then identify each chord as the 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6 chord. If you need to, you can write out your major scales and their triads, and that's what I'll be doing when I go through the answers. If you have a copy of Guitar Theory modules, you can write your answers right there in the book and check your work on page 222. If you don't have Guitar Theory modules, just write your answers on a piece of paper. And if you're going to be writing out major scales and triads, you're going to need some manuscript paper. So again, I've got some free manuscript paper you can download from my website, and the link is in the description. I'm going to go over the answers now, so pause the video, write your answers, start the video, and check your answers. Number 1 has 3 flats in the key signature. That puts us in the key of E flat major. For reference, you can write out the E flat major scale and its triads. From there you can see that, of course, E flat is your 1 chord, or your tonic. B flat is your 5 chord, or your dominant. E flat again, so that's going to be your 1. A flat, that's going to be your 4 chord. B flat, there's your 5 chord again. And E flat, that's your 1 chord again. Number 2 has 1 sharp in the key signature. We are in G major. We write out the G major scale and its triads for reference. Of course, G major is the 1 chord. E minor is the 6 chord. A minor is the 2 chord. D is your dominant, or your 5 chord. There's your G again, that's your 1 chord. And your D, that's your 5, and G, your 1. Number 3 has 1 flat in the key signature, so we are in the key of F major. Write out the F major scale and its triads for reference. Of course, the F major is the 1 chord. B flat major is your 4 chord. C major is your 5, or dominant chord. Back to F, so that's your 1. G minor is your 2 chord, and there's your C again, that's your 5 chord, and your F, there's your 1 chord again. And number 4, 2 flats in the key signature puts us in the key of B flat major. Write out the B flat major scale and its triads for reference. Of course, B flat major is your 1 chord. G minor, that'll be your 6 chord. E flat major, that's your 4 chord. F major, that's your 5 or dominant chord. B flat again, that's of course 1. There's another F, that's your 5. And B flat, of course, is your 1 or your tonic. Your assignment for this module is to get in the habit of analyzing the chords in the music you play. Stop and ask yourself if a particular chord is the 1 chord, or if it's the dominant or 5 chord, 2 chord, 6 chord, whatever. And also look for progressions that you've learned about. Look for 5-1 progressions, 2-5-1 progressions, 4-5-1 progressions, 6-2-5-1 progressions, and now 6-4-5-1 progressions. Don't forget to check out my book, Guitar Theory Modules. You can watch all these videos for free, but if you have a copy of Guitar Theory Modules, you'll have all this information in one place. It's going to be a lot easier to follow along. So I'll leave a link in the description. Take your time with this, and when you're ready, I'll see you in Module 34, where I'm going to show you how to play 6-4-5-1 progressions in any major key, anywhere on the fretboard.